Hello guys, and welcome to a new Steel Division video today by me, Vulcan. Today I have for you the first of many replay commentaries which I'm going to be doing on my channel. So in this one we are playing a 2 versus 2 on Colombelles, and I'm going to be using myself, a 15th Infantry, Scots Division, and my teammates are also going to be using the same. On the other side of things we have the SS Panzer, and also the 91st Luftlandde, which is the airborne division. So at the start of the game I was just deciding what I was going to do with my teammate, and let's change this to my point of view for the entire replay. So my teammate decides to take the left, and he's going to be starting off with a Honey Stuart over here. Lovely little Stuart there. Then we have the Bedfords with the infantry and the machine guns. We've also got a command carrier with the command infantry. And I think what I'm going to do in this game, guys, is since it's my first replay commentary, I'm actually going to have quite a lot of time to talk through what the different units do and so on. I can't necessarily talk about the mechanics of the game because you won't be able to see me using all of the hotkeys and so on, but I can definitely talk about like how AP, how armor works, you know, how HE works, all this kind of stuff. How cover works, those kind of things. So I'll probably just brush over them briefly as we're going through this game. I am planning to do a full-blown tutorial at some point. Maybe not straight away. I kind of want to dig into the game a bit more personally before I provide information to other people. You know, you don't want a tutorial that's half-assed at the end of the day. You really want to get all of the information out of it. So I'm finally starting to put down my own troops. I'm going to be starting with an AVRE. The AVRE, a Churchill with basically a massive HE gun, so it fires like a big old explosive missile that like blows buildings apart. That's basically the idea of it. That's going to be supported by a Honey Stuart, and I also have these Bedfords with the rifle squads in them. Then the command carrier with command infantry, and I've also got the same sort of setup over here, 2 rifles with a command infantry, and they're all just going to go for this big old factory area. Over on this side I have also a 6-pounder, I believe, just on its own. That's going to be just covering the road and the left side of the factory. And over on this right side I have an MG, which is going to be sitting in this building just here to cover the approach from the right side, just in case any infantry decide to get sneaky and push down on this side, which generally hasn't seemed to happen too much just yet, but I can imagine like some people playing this map by pushing down the right side. Definitely an interesting choice, but there's so many places you can sort of be ambushed as you come down there because of all of these tree lines. So you can definitely put AT guns all the way down here if somebody was trying to make a massive armored push down the side, for example. Also, you're kind of limited to where you can cross because of the bridges, so that's another thing that might cause issue. Either way, we're off, and off go all of my groups. I love like the rumble of all of these forces moving out. My Bedfords moving up the road, Honey Stuart and the Universal Carriers fighting for position as they find up towards the factory. Yeah, it looked like a race, so sorry, I was just going to go into race mode there, but the Bedfords are going to arrive at this factory, and my 6-pounder is going to be moving into basically this hedgerow here. And I can move that if I need to get line of sight into the centre of the map. Over on this right side, the Lloyd carrier is basically getting to its position to drop off the Vickers HMG into that building.
Unspotted. Prepare for fire.
Tank has been spotted. This is a Panzer 35, I believe, or 39. That won't really cause us too much issues at the moment, as most of the battle will be for these buildings at the start of the game. But that does tell me that I am up against the 91st Luftlandde with the really elite Fallschirmjägers, so I'm going to have to be very careful about engaging with these rifles onto those Fallschirmjägers, which can be 3 stars with the command infantry supporting them. Currently they're only 2 stars, so as you can see, they can still do a lot of damage.
Backwards.
They're going to absolutely destroy those riflemen, force them to fall back. Open up my command carrier. That does. straight onto those Fallschirmjäger in reply, just to make sure that they are forced to fall back, because that command carrier can do a lot of damage. It does have 3 stars of veterancy. Very accurate. I'm going to have this command carrier sort of sit between this wall here and these like buildings to provide fire support as well towards these buildings. So what I do here with the AVRE is I use its HE cannon to blow up that building the best I can. If there's anything in there, it's definitely going to take a lot of damage. So I've just got that squeezed up on the right side, and one thing that I absolutely love about Wargame is that you can have tanks very close to buildings, because, for example, my rifles, they don't even have an AT weapon. So this could be an enemy tank, and we still can destroy that. But either way, this AVRE, with its 30 HE cannon, can destroy this tank for us, the Panzer 39. And there is a Honey Stewart here with 7 AP power, 5 armor. So AP works like... I'm not entirely sure how the percentage works. Basically, if you have more AP than they have armor, then you get a higher percent chance to penetrate on each hit. And when you penetrate, the unit gets destroyed. So my Honey Stewart going to be engaging the Panzer 39 there, or trying to. I move my rifles forwards to try and get an engagement onto the Fallschirmjäger, but Captain Jack is going to keep falling back into the factory a little bit more so that my rifles don't have that line of sight. Rifles are trying to get some kills onto the Fallschirmjäger there, but the Fallschirmjäger do have multiple weapons on target, whereas as you can see with the rifles, they can't actually fire their Sten guns because they aren't in range. So whereas my rifle squad is using 8 men to fire, the Fallschirmjäger squad was using all 10 at the same time, which is why they were winning the engagement against the rifles until I got the command carrier onto that building. So the Honey Stewart going to remain firing onto the Panzer 39. Did force that to fall back and not landing any shots on target. Unfortunately, Honey Stewart not very high in terms of veterancy, so not much chance it's going to hit. So now I'm bringing up some Lloyd carriers, also a couple of Piat squads. I wanted to get a Piat squad on this right side just so that we can cover this road against anything that comes down here. And I also wanted an MG to cover against infantry as well. In the centre I've got some recon squads. I also had this Hummer moving around as well, which was trying to find enemy infantry that was probing around in the centre. So that's all going on at the same time. And wow, massive shot there from my AVRE as it blows the crap out of the Fallschirmjäger squad. They go from 10 to 7 very quickly. HS-129 comes in. That does have the lovely autocannon on the front of it. Brilliant for destroying tanks, but unfortunately not enough to pierce the armour of the AVRE, so we get away with that for another day. And I'm going to be starting to move these rifles on towards the Fallschirmjäger squad and trying to take them on directly, bringing the Honey Stewart over to engage the Panzer 39. And we still have that engagement ongoing. Now Captain Jack going to be coming out with these Ersatztruppen, which do have the low morale. So as soon as the Vickers MG can get on target, we can probably pin those down. But the rifle's going to hopefully finish off the Fallschirmjäger there. The Panzer 39 did take out my Honey Stewart, which was kind of annoying. The HS-129, I think, lost line of sight onto my AVRE, so he couldn't target that with that aircraft. That's the one brilliant thing about the 91st Luftlandde is they do have that HS-129 in Phase A, which is very strong for countering enemy tanks. But this AVRE does have 20 front armor, so it's going to be very low percentage chance of penetration.
Get out of this hill.
Comes back round, tries to take out the MMG carrier, can't get a shot on target, so the MMG carrier survives another day. And should be fine, as long as I can get it into cover. Fallschirmjäger jump back into that building and get annihilated instantly as the riflemen open up onto them. Fallschirmjäger now engaging with my rifles once again, and the Ersatztruppen on this right side going to be engaged by a lot of fire. Vickers and the Bren group. I turned the AVRE towards the HS-129. I actually drove it towards where the HS-129 was coming from, so that the HS-129 had less time on target. That's something that you can really take advantage of in this game, especially against those particular planes. That's going to be forced to fall back because he doesn't want to hang around just in case we have time to bring in any anti-air. But at this point in time we are losing 54% to 46 in the center at the moment. There's some infantry that have pushed on through, and we haven't really stopped that from happening. But meanwhile, on the right, we do capture a Fallschirmjäger squad, and now we're going to be starting to pin down the Ersatztruppen as the Bren group move forwards to engage. Also got the AVRE. This is going to aim at the Panzer 39, and with that 30 HE cannon has a good chance in the side armour of destroying the Panzer 39. He's charging me right now to get a penetration shot, but as the HE shell lands next to the Panzer 39, it blows the crap out of that, and well, a very dead tank. So AP can also work. One thing I failed to mention, as you get closer to the enemy, you can also have a higher chance of penetration as well. So he was basically trying to charge my Churchill there, so that when he fired, he actually had a better chance to penetrate. But we managed to make the Ersatztruppen on the right side surrender because they got pinned down, and then I basically forced onto them with the Bren group, and that gave us the surrender on that right side. So in the middle, by this factory, I haven't kept pushing because I don't want these Fallschirmjäger to basically kill my rifles, which they would do very, very quickly. As you can see, they did a lot of damage to the rifles on the right side there in no time at all. Got a couple of Vickers MGs here as well, so if they come and try and move across the open, they're going to get mown down. And so that's where I was just leaving it at the moment. It turned into a bit of a stalemate at this point, where I didn't want to move too far forwards because of AT, and also kind of lack of recon at this point over on my side. In the centre though, my recon squad's still providing information that there's not really too much here. So I'm going to move over my Honey Stewart, which I brought in to support my teammate on the left flank, and he's going to try and find the enemy infantry for me over here. So it looks like my teammate also has an AVRE, which is going to pin down a lot of these Panzer Grenadier squads and should be able to blow them up. My recce were destroyed by a Bf-109G2 as they were discovered. Over on this left side, the Fallschirmjäger there are going to get annihilated by the fire from these rifles, and also the command carrier. I'm going to be able to get the command carrier out of the way of the Panzer 39 there, which is brilliant. Over on the left side, you can still hear the machine gun fire of the AVRE and the Honey Stewarts as they try and take out these Panzer Grenadiers. The Honey Stewart there unfortunately had its tracks broken right next to the Panzer Grenadiers, and therefore what's going to happen is that will get destroyed because there is no way that's going anywhere with those tracks broken. And just like that, the Panzerfaust gets on target and the Honey Stewart is dead. So now I have a Hummer Mark III here with the recon squad, and we're going to pin down that Panzer Grenadier, and what I'm going to do is just charge that to try and make it surrender. But yeah, over on this right side, not too much going on. Just getting some more reinforcements up, some more Bren groups, try covering fire. But Phase B has initiated, and that allows us to bring in better troops. So over in the centre, there is a Beau Cromwell, which is going to be able to do a lot of damage to these rifle squads if it gets on targets, but currently it's firing at the AVRE and the Honey Stewart. With that Panzer Grenadier squad pinned down, I'm just going to move the Hummer straight towards them and try and make them surrender.
Unspotted. Prepare for firing.
And there we go, the Panzer Grenadiers are captured. Now we're at a +1 lead. We've pushed to 51% over their 49. We got that +1. We're slowly starting to tick up now, even though they are still in the lead with 432 points overall. But with my AVRE in position, I'm going to try and push on to the enemy with my infantry. And there was a flamethrower squad there that tried to take out my Bren group, but as soon as they reveal themselves, they get destroyed by all of the covering fire of the Vickers and the rifles. You can see some more reinforcements coming up, and in the middle, some Spartrupp getting taken out. That recon squad there revealed by my own, and the Hummer Mark III is doing a great job. Typhoon AT come in to try and take out the Panther D, but is going to end up getting shot down by the Bf-109G2. Unfortunate loss for my teammate there. I'm going to be bringing in my own Typhoon to try and take out his Bf-109. Not being able to get on target there means that I do tell my Typhoon to leave. The great thing about those Typhoons is they have a lot of cannons.
Kameraden, das war's.
They can be extremely useful because of that. Now there is a Marder 2 here. That Marder 2 does destroy the Bren group that was sitting on the edge of the building there. Bringing up some more reinforcements, some more rifles running across the field. Since it's at Phase B, these rifles are actually a little bit higher veterancy, which means when they get into the command range of the command infantry, they become 3 stars, which allows us to take on the Fallschirmjäger now that the opponents have, which is why I was bringing up some new units. Like, all of these rifles can be the front line for my push against the Fallschirmjäger. That's the idea. So in the center, since we got rid of the enemy infantry, I am able to now slowly push this Hummer forwards, supported by the recon, and basically make up a lot of ground. So currently at 54% with a +1 lead, and that's really good for us at this point. Starting to push them well back. Some smoke being put onto this 6-pounder here to stop it being fired upon by the Panther D. Also got a 6-pounder firing at the Panther D on the right side, as well as the Honey Stewart. Oh, crew knocked out. Beautiful shot there by the 6-pounder. Going to make that Panther D pretty useless for the time being. Okay, they've come back around. Managed to destroy an enemy unit on the left side. We've spotted a Panzer coming in. And now I'm making the push with these rifles. So we're going to spot out this flame infantry. They're going to try and kill off my rifle squad. And do a lot of damage to them, that's for sure. But with the cover from the command carrier and other rifle squads, we managed to take that out and the rifles do survive. Only 5 men left though. So now we're going to try and jump into these buildings here. My Hummer in the middle was actually taken out by this Marder 2. It was a bit unfortunate, but we managed to take out a Panzerschreck squad at the back there. And now we're taking on these Fallschirmjäger, which are trying to hold the factory. So continuing to push up here, and as you can see, all of these rifles now are 3-star veterancy thanks to the command squad backing them up. I'm just going to continue to move forwards in a large wave. My Hummer's going to try and take on this Panzer 39, not the best bet. The Panzer 39, 1 shot, 1 kill onto the Hummer. Very annoying. That actually really annoyed me because I was trying to get it behind this house so that we lost line of sight onto that tank. On this right side I brought up a couple of AT weapons. Haven't unloaded them yet. Probably should have set them to unload as soon as they came on the map, but either way, these have 17-pounders, which are there to destroy enemy Panthers if they decide to bring them in. So VF-109 coming in with its rockets onto a 6-pounder there. Going to destroy that on the left flank. On the right flank though, still making plenty of progress. A bit scared to push up because I saw some reinforcements coming down here. There's also this tank on the left side that could pin down my rifles. So I've got to be careful if I want to do anything. And we have a VF-109 G2 flying about. And I'm going to bring in a Typhoon to try and shoot that down. Not going to get in range, so I'm going to tell that to break off and go home. Love the models on the aircraft. I think that's probably like the best models that they have done in this game. So my Crocodile now being brought up, towing a fuel canister, which it uses to blast napalm out of its turret. Actually, I think the napalm actually comes out the front. Yeah, then it comes out the hull at the front, which is there. Spews napalm. That also has 11 AP power and 15 armor. I'm also wheeling up these 17-pounders now, which do have 17 AP. Still hiding my AVRE sort of behind this building here, so that there isn't any line of sight onto it from any other of the Marders or anything. So move my rifle leader over here. Rifle leader does actually have a Piat, so it can use that to try and take out enemy tanks. That's why I moved the rifle leader over to the left side here, and I was just about to run forwards with my rifles into the next line since I managed to make that fall back. But then I saw that there was a couple of Fallschirmjägers coming to reinforce. So just going to stay falling back and let all of our rifles and so on engage. This AVRE going to get a shot off with its main gun. 30HE going to destroy that Fallschirmjäger squad. They are pinned down and destroyed very quickly. My rifle leader on the left side being targeted by the 75mm pack gun. But we are just going to maintain the fire on the Fallschirmjägers for now. In the centre, I'm a little bit worried. I've got my recon squad here that can see pretty much everything that's going on in the centre. Going to be bringing in some Typhoons. They're going to destroy this 75mm pack gun for us. And we're going to get those out of there as soon as possible. The great thing about these Typhoons is that they do have like 4 cannons, as you can see, and also some machine guns, I think. So they can be used and kept around for destroying enemy aircraft. By the way, over on this right side, there is an IG-18, which is going to be engaging my assault pioneers as they try and push forwards to the next tree line. I'm going to start engaging them with this Bren group, and I'm also going to start to move forwards my Crocodile here. BF-109 G2 going to be coming up. Going to destroy my 17-pounder. Another G2 coming in. Going to take out my rifle leader. We managed to take out the IG-18, but that was a very nice strike by those BF-109s. Taking out one of the 17-pounders was quite important, especially considering they have a Marder right here. My Crocodile going to start to engage that Marder. Only has 13 AP, so I shouldn't be able to penetrate my Crocodile very easily. And we have 11 AP against their 3 armor, so that should be very helpful. And my Bofors is getting on target onto the infantry squad just there, and we do manage to take out the Pack 37 or Pack 36 on the right side with my Crocodile that's moving up on the right flank. I've got 2 Crocodiles on the field at the moment. FW-190 G3 coming in with the 2 bombs, or 4 bombs. That landed directly onto my Bofors, but actually didn't destroy the Bofors, which I found quite amusing. In the centre, Spitfire is going to shoot down the HS-129. Lovely job there. The F-109 G6 is going to come in to try and take out this Spitfire, and is going to be evacuated. He is going over enemy airspace quite significantly. So, my Crocodile, going to try and get another shot off onto the Marder 2 here. I'm going to force it to fall back again. The Storch is forced to fall back because of the Bofors anti-air. And now we're pushing hard onto the Fallschirmjägers here. The Marder 2 was destroyed. So I'm going to bring over the Crocodile to the right side now to help with the Ersatztruppen. And with my rifles contesting this building, we kill the Fallschirmjäger there and continue to push onwards. So Phase C has begun, and we are still winning with a +1 lead. Still behind overall in victory points, but we're definitely making some ground on the right side. Crocodile's moving up. Now I'm going to start moving forward some rifles as well to engage these Ersatztruppen, but with the help of the Crocodile there, I'm going to absolutely just burn to pieces those Ersatztruppen. And just like that, Captain Jack surrenders as his line falls to pieces. His teammate quickly follows, and after 20 minutes and 35 seconds, we win with a minor victory. And if we jump over to the team scores, you can see what was done. So, my teammate doing a great job there, 1,490 kills to 1,025 losses. Definitely had a lot more heavy armor action than I did. Over on the right side, it was mainly infantry engagement, so a bit less kills and losses. 835 kills and 460 losses. Still a 2-to-1 KD, which is quite nice. Really, really good. Really, really good. So plenty of kills here. You can see the AVRE that destroyed the Fallschirmjäger and the Panzerschreck. We also had a Bren group that killed plenty of Ersatztruppen, also the IG-18. Loads of kills on that one Bren group squad. That's pretty impressive, actually. Crocodiles killed a Marder 2 for us, and a couple of the Pack 36 there as well. Typhoon took out Pack 75mm. Some Fallschirmjägers going down to the command carriers and also my rifles squads. So yeah, it was a pretty nice game. I quite like that map, honestly. That sort of big factory on the right side provides plenty of opportunity for infantry fighting, which I really think this game excels at. Just sort of the tactics you employ in basically supporting your infantry. So yeah, either way guys, that's all for today. So hopefully you enjoyed this replay commentary of Steel Division. Hopefully you want to see more. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.